everybody, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. So today we are going to talk about inner coach. Have you heard of the term inner coach? If you have not, inner coach is the opposite of inner critic. So there will be things that I'll be sharing, that way you will know the difference. You may have heard of the term inner critic a lot of time, right? Inner critic is saying that, oh, you are not good enough. And if somebody says that, oh, you cannot get this promotion, someone else is better, or things like that, and we spiral down, right? Inner coach, on the other hand, is your best friend. You know, when your best friend is going through difficulty, you tell them the good things, that they can do anything that they want, or anything that will make them feel better, right? From spiraling down, instead they spiral up. So that is what we are going to talk about today. So in this channel, if you're new here, we talk about divorce recovery, not only just recovery, how you can reinvent your life. Also, if you are in struggling marriages, few of you have reached out to me recently. If you are in a struggling marriage, then also the solution is reinvention. For everything, the solution is reinvention. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Reinvention meaning you reinvent your own life, how you show up in the marriage. You know, if you show up whole, it is supposed to work. And then if you give your everything, if it doesn't work, then you will not have any regret. So that's why we talk about the reinvention. So for this one, especially because the folks who are directly impacted and who are coming on this channel for a while are in the step 3 zone. And if you don't know the step 1, 2, 3, 4, look it up on my website very quickly. Step 1 is married and happy. Step 2 is if you are married but struggling in your marriage. Step 3 is divorce, because at some point the struggling marriages unfortunately get to a point that separation and divorce is the only step. That is the step 3. From there is where I help people to get to step 4 through coaching, if you're interested, but very selective coaching. I don't really get to the coaching these days as much. It's everything is through Meetup, YouTube, and book publishing. But anyway, so how can you, because I want to make sure this is available for the broader audience, and that is why I share these tips on YouTube. You can do it yourself too, but the key is to become consistent. And I'll tell you more how you can make sure that you're consistent. Because somebody even the other day commented on YouTube that it is very simple advice to be consistent, but it is so hard. But there are some tricks that you can use to be consistent. So now, without further ado, inner coach, right? So how can you make your inner coach stronger the quickest way possible? So when I coach people, I say that it is 5 years of mastery you can do in 3 to 6 months if you are consistent. The goal is every single day. Even if you fall off here and there, that is okay, but you bring yourself back up, bring yourself back up. Now, if you keep missing, after 2 days, every third day you're missing, that's not going to work. So in a week, if you miss 1 day, that's all right. But here's what you want to do. To be consistent, pick a same time of the day. Let's say every day during the day you're busy and stuff like that. Every day before going to bed, let's say for you it's 10 p.m. Every day at 10 p.m., start with 5 or 10 minutes. You can increase it to 30 minutes. Any type of practice that works for you. Either it is gratitude practice, meditation. Stick with one thing that resonates with you. Now, if it is Tony Robbins is your style, you can listen to Tony Robbins. If you like Joe Dispenza, you can pick him. You like, I don't know, Brené Brown, you can pick. There are so many people. Whoever resonates with you. If you resonate with my stuff, come here. Doesn't matter. It has to. The key is, number one key is, it has to resonate with you. If you go with listening to 15 different people on 15 different days, even through the whole month, it is not going to work, because the messages are all the same. Who connects with your brain? You have to go with that person, number 1. Number 2, the timing has to be absolutely the same, right? 10 p.m. every night, you are listening to that person. You know, if it is Tony, you listen to Tony. If you listen to me, Anju, you listen to Anju, right? Then what happens is, For a month, it will feel like a chore. Trust me, for a month, it will feel like a chore. And that is when the biggest changes happen. Your inner critic, especially after divorce, like I was saying in this channel, we talk a lot about divorce. After divorce, this inner critic voice is this high, and inner coach is down here. You can't even find it. That's normal, right? Because after rejection, any kind of rejection, right? Even if you apply for a job, any kind of rejection, you feel bad. When you're feeling bad, this shame and guilt, all of this just comes around. And after divorce, you feel like a big rejection, right? All divorce stories are different. However, some of the things are similar. There's a pattern to this. Trust me, I have done a lot of research in this because I'm trying to fill a gap in this market because there's a real gap. There are some people who cover it from one point or the other. I look at it from all different aspects. I call it Rich Quadrant. That's my proprietary framework. You can look it up on my website. So it's Rich is R is relationship, I is ideal life, C is career, H is health. All these four things are very interlinked. If you see on the website, people will talk about relationship, one thing, career, one thing, it does not work. It's the same person. You have to quiet down the inner critic and you have to get the inner coach up. Inner coach has to lead your life if you want a better life. In this whole thing, I say to all the people that 80% of this, the reinvention coaching I call it, is 80% of this is future focused. I'm not a therapist. I don't claim to be a therapist. I can do a lot of things that therapists do from many years of studies. Now, I say this and it's kind of, I don't know, funny, not funny, whatever. I was able to get somebody out of panic attack through text. I'm like, oh my God, when did I learn that? But the point is, I will help you to process some of the past, but I do not claim to be a therapist. Also, I don't give legal advice if you're getting divorced. This is really to reimagine your future the way you always wanted. Because when your inner critic is leading, you are here. And when you reinvent your life, you are there. The higher frequencies on, from shame, guilt, all the way up to peace, joy, love. And when I say here versus here, you can look up Dr. David Hawkins. He has a frequency scale. Shame and guilt is at the lowest, 20. Actually, anger is also above that. Isn't that crazy? So up there, peace, joy, love, it is self-love, and then enlightenment, all of that. So you know what I'm talking about, right? Inner critic to inner coach is not going to happen overnight. Every night you keep doing that practice. Now, what practice do you do? As you read this book, the first month, you start to read it. Starting second month, this is where it gets really, really important. Starting second month, I have something called the mindfulness triangle. Triangle, right? Triangle, inner triangle. So people say in the self-help industry, and that is also my proprietary, because in self-help industry, they'll tell you thinking, feeling, and action. Thinking, feeling, action, they go in cycle. What I say is you cannot control your feeling. Think of a thought. I'll give you a second, especially a challenging thought from last week. Do you remember? Now, do you feel like you can control that feeling? Bad feeling, good feeling? I don't think so, right? So, but what you can control with the practice is your speaking. So thinking, speaking, action, and I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you are talking about your divorce situation, how your partner didn't make something good, whatever, you're telling your friend, and as you keep saying, next thing, the action that you take is also not positive action, right? But then, let's say, again, the same type of thought comes, and then you switch the speaking to something positive, something about your future career or something like that. You want, your career is, I don't know, you're a director, you want a VP job. And like, oh, I need to apply for this VP job. You keep speaking about that. 5 times you speak about that, 6th time you're going to apply for that job. So you see how your focus changes from the thought, you're speaking something else. So you're using that thought actually as a trigger over time. If I coach people, that's what I say. It's not over time, but I mean overnight, but it's over time. So here I'm giving you guys all the tips, but of course it is compressed due to the time. So if you take the notes, you can use it for yourself, because somebody recently told me last week. So if you want to use it, if you're watching this video, you know who you are. If you're watching this video, if you take this note down, if you do it yourself, you have enough discipline. If you do it yourself, it's going to work. So from thinking, you start speaking. Use that as a trigger. Use those for speaking with your friends, with your family, with yourself, in the mirror, right? You don't need anybody. You can speak in the mirror. Your mirror is your person you are coaching. Because in my coaching, what I teach people is that you want to become your coach, because you can be your best coach ever, because nobody knows the way you know yourself, right? All your life experiences, everything, you know the best, which is why you can look at the mirror and coach yourself. The whole point is you are coaching two versions of you. Here, this has the lead, but you take that down, and over time, as you keep practicing, you're focusing on the positivity, motivation, and all of that, your inner coach gets stronger, and the action that you take is more positive, more strong, and all of that. So as you do that, over time, this gets stronger. So a lot of time you will see there is TED Talk and all of that. They talk about taming the inner critic down. It doesn't work that way. You have to focus on the inner coach. Make it strong. This will get automatically down. I'll give you an example. You may have heard these things, right? They talk about, oh, don't look at the blue monkey. Oh my God, I'm wearing a blue. Oh my God, blue blazer. I'm talking about blue monkey. You can think I'm blue monkey. It doesn't matter. So you can see I'm like kind of funny. So if somebody tells you about don't look at the blue monkey, you will be looking at the blue monkey, right? I mean, or don't think about the blue monkey, you'll be thinking about the blue monkey. So the point is, what you tell not to, it becomes more prominent. And that is why you don't want to focus on the blue monkey. Instead, you want to say that, oh, I don't know, I have a Christmas tree over there. So, think about the Christmas tree, think about the, I don't know, like the ornaments. My God, I forgot ornaments for a second. Can you believe that? I love Christmas. How can I forget ornaments? So I would show you guys the Christmas tree, but here I have a little mess over there, so I can't show you another day. Instead of that, you think of Christmas tree, right? So over time, what happens is, as you guys keep thinking about the Christmas tree, the monkey kind of disappears. So in some way, it is still everyday work, because over time, let's say you're practicing this, and then you will be noticing the tree instead of the monkey. But sometimes when stresses creep in with different thing, the monkey will crawl back in. So you get back into the practice, because it's almost like going to the gym. Going to the gym never completely goes away, right? If you want to stay fit and stay healthy, your physical body needs exercise. Similarly, our mental body, like emotions, the brain also needs exercise, just like the body. So if you don't do that, over time, you'll start thinking about the monkey instead of the tree. So you get the point. So in the coming weeks, I'm going to be covering the rich quadrant, like I talked to you about, relationship, ideal life, which is our deepest desires and dreams. You can't get those away. Because of this, only a lot of problem happens. So you want to hear about this and how to make sure your bucket is full. Career and health, this for rich quadrant, and then the mindfulness triangle, the thinking, speaking, action. I'm going to leave the link down below for my website, where on the homepage you'll be able to see that. Also, you're going to be able to see some blog posts that I wrote about explaining this. So if you look at this, it'll give you some idea. And if you want to coach your own self to make your inner coach lead your life, use these techniques. It is going to work, because the inner critic, even if you try to quiet it down in itself, it is not going to. You got to focus on the tree, not the monkey. So with that, I'm going to finish the video. There are several other fun videos on the channel. I'd like you guys to check it out. Look at my homepage. There is everyday 12 p.m. midday reset that I share. A lot of them are pretty funny. Also, there are one-day challenges which are popular. 30 days to become irresistible. This is for dating after divorce. One secret ingredient there is to be authentic, fully yourself. That is how you can attract the right person. And finally, on Sundays at 10 a.m., I share Bible verse coffee lounge talks. That is, I share one verse and how it connects with my life story, how I see it. I'm a new Christian who became Christian last year, so I share it with people. All faith welcome. This is not a faith-based channel. This is for everybody to see how those timeless stories, how you also connect with them, right? You can be of any religion, but see this and see how you connect. This is very, very interesting. So with that, take care. Bye-bye, my friends.